The world. Yes! Seek freedom and your world will be stretched out before your eyes. If the endless dreams of Rose and Thorn. The secret of function of the climate attack, it makes really good fondue. Becky Hopkins.
Glory, glory, what a boo-booful way to die.
The Hero of Tomorrow.
I'm angry and I'm wet. Don't ask for clarification.
And the Media Hunter.
And the reward for most pointless sacrifice goes to...
Guide your spirits, conquer it. Bear conviction behind your flag. This is Tracing the Grand Line. How we doing?
Doing fine.
Pretty good.
I started work again for the first time in a year.
Cool.
Yay.
Unfortunately, Casey's potato press just broke, which we'll get you another one, honey.
We're lucky that there's no recipes yet that require potato press in the cookbook.
Is it like one... Are we talking like the kind of potato masher that's like got the wavy...
One of these.
Yeah. Yeah, that one.
Yeah.
Oh, okay,
It's
yeah,
not
that
much.
kind, okay.
Yeah, it's not that much.
Yeah.
But yeah, so if I'm tired, it's because it's my second day back at work.
And if I'm tired, it's because I was out doing yard work today, because might as well take advantage while the weather's okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, my job suddenly got a lot harder today, but I powered through it.
Good.
Also, it's fucking allergy season over here. Fuck you, tree spooge.
I'm going to be doing a Mega Man race this week.
Look.
Nice. Alright, well, shall we get to the One Piece fun fact of the day?
Sure.
The Hikarie final shot uses outfits from various cover pages.
Basically, Luffy's outfit is from the inner cover of Volume 21. Zoro's outfit is from the cover of Chapter 156. Nami and Robin's outfits are from the cover of Chapter 226. Usopp, Sanji, and Chopper's outfits are from the cover of Color Walk 1. Huh. And one sec, because there is a bit of an update to Hachi's cover story.
Mm-hmm.
So he ends up having to help some sea beast, or rather a sea boar, from a sea king. When he beats it, the boar ends up barfing up something it ate earlier. Which in this case is two companion characters, Kimi and Papag. Papag, I'll show them in a bit. Basically, Kimi is a mermaid, the first of her kind. And Papag is a starfish who thought it was human, but then learned that starfish aren't supposed to talk.
And just to clarify, Cammy's just the first mermaid we've seen in the series, not the first mermaid.
Yeah.
Right. I'll link it out here. Oh, not that one. Make sure I post it in the right channel this time.
Okay. Alright, well, episode 117, Nami's Cyclone Advisory, Climb Attack Burst.
Actually gonna hold off on this 4Kids title until we get to a certain reveal. Just know for now that it's 4Kids episode 85.
Oh no, that terrifies me. We open on Vivi not believing that Luffy's dead. Unfortunately for Crocodile, he didn't learn the double tap.
Yeah. The double finger tap.
Ugh.
Oh God. I love that the sounds of war are in the background of the scene. Speaking of, the battle rages.
It's a good thing no one ever comes into the fighting area that our heroes are in.
Yeah, like, you see explosions going off all around him, and I'm like, guys, you might want to move.
Well, you know.
Did you come here just to torture me? Well, that and...
Nami thinks she's lost her pursuers, wondering if Vivi's okay. Oh, and the others too.
Yeah.
They're all fighting. Good.
Poor Nami. This really isn't a situation that involves much thieving or navigating.
Yeah, she's not used to brute force fighting, as we've seen. But I do like, on a serious note, how Nami finally realizes that all this time she's been doing nothing but running away, and it was Vivi who drove her to change.
Yeah.
Yeah. We flash back to Nami saying she wants Usopp to build her a weapon. Nami wants to hold her own, not to bring the crew down, and damn it, Luffy, this is not the time for chopper chopstick pranks.
Apparently, 4Kids agreed with you, because all the extra scenes in this flashback with Luffy and Chopper and Zoro were cut out.
Aw, but that means we don't have we don't have Zoro shirtless shot. God, I swear I can talk.
I do love Usopp's line, I want you to build me a weapon, and what are you going to do with it? Hide behind it?
In all seriousness, I do like I do like what I've seen so far, these little friendship moments between Nami and Usopp.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And they
Of
are.
course, I like all these friendship moments between all the crew members, so.
Yeah, but their dynamic is particularly special because they're technically the weakest members, so they're like the weakling duo, I think.
No. It is the unwritten rule of the strongest friendship in the world, a lesbian and a wife guy. I'm just gonna text you something, Becky.
Oh god, Usopp is a wife guy. How did I never think about that? And
That's right, stud.
where's my? Oh, there's.
Just Discord
we keep
DM.
coming back to that line, and it's great.
Okay, I'm not a warrior. I'm just really cute with a great figure. She can be both.
I love how Usopp just went, say what?
Nami says she and Usopp aren't like the other crew members. They don't have the other superhuman strength abilities. It's getting to her, and she feels like she needs a powerful weapon to keep up. Also, hi Zoro's giant tits.
The fucking titty scar. Like, did Zoro go through top surgery?
By a Mihawk.
Like,
Again, never hire Mihawk to do your top surgery.
no.
Maybe
Although-
your Well, maybe he'd be better at your bottom surgery, but.
I do like how Nami's just basically cutting in Usopp's soul at this point with, like, we're not like the others, we're not strong like them. like, damn. I know you're right, but that's, yeah.
I mean, it's true, but you shouldn't say it.
Did you get
Yeah.
the thing I sent you, Becky?
Yes, I saw.
Yeah. To help Vivi, I want to fight with my own two hands. Usopp says it's going to take work, but he can do it, and he's gonna. He can just build Nami later.
And Nami doesn't pay him, which leads to something I'm going to talk about later. Like, and I like how because Luffy and Chopper were messing around while Usopp was building, they kicked him out, and they happen to have buckets, and when Zoro walks by, they're standing out in the hall with buckets like Japanese high school students.
Yeah. Back in the present, it's time for Nami to fight, goddammit. Oh, what the fuck? Well, Miss Doublefinger ate the spike fruit. We turn to Becky.
Alright, for today's installation, well, okay, not today, we got multiple of these, but for the first installation of the Cum Cum Fruit segment, by the Cum Cum Fruit,
Yep.
I'm trying not to fumble my words here.
You're good. So am I.
Never mind, I took my migraine meds, so...
Yeah.
Anyway, Spike Fruit. Who here's heard a needle play?
Or acupressure, which we'll see later.
Oh, God.
Well, acupressure is... I think you're thinking of acupuncture. Acupressure is like pressing on the pressure points.
Fair, but even so, you can use that sexually, I imagine.
And I mean, if you really want to roll the dice with being penetrated with something that's not a... Yeah.
Yeah, don't do that.
No.
But yeah, this, or the Togi Togi in Japanese, has no fruit form that I know of.
It's a durian.
Yeah, it's just a durian because it's covered in spikes.
I think it would also stink.
Probably.
Again, I gotta wonder, like, what draws people to eat these fruits I'm particularly thinking about the ones who don't know it's a devil fruit right off the bat. I mean, with Luffy, he just eats up fucking everything, so we know that, but... What's everyone else's excuse?
I think most of them do look like they're devil fruits. They have the swirl on them. But, now, also obviously Miss Doublefinger's, finger piercing Nami's shoulder got censored. They just didn't show it poking through to the other side. Also, like with Zoro and Mr. One's fight later, they removed all the blood and just had them get all scratched and dirty.
So it's like she's just poking
Not
Nami
touching
really
you, not
hard.
touching you.
Yeah.
On a related note, in response to a fan, Oda explained why Miss Doublefinger's powers looked like they were coming from her clothes. He replied that if the spikes that she produced had ripped through her clothes like they could, the story would become unnecessarily erotic.
Oh, now you hold back.
Which will be really funny considering what we'll see later.
I mean, generally speaking, devil fruit powers can affect clothing, so it's just easier that way.
Yeah, otherwise Crocodile would have to be naked every time he turned into sand.
It's just the Terminator.
Or Ace would constantly be looking for a new set of clothes because he burned the last one he was wearing.
Yeah.
Although you can't tell me that hasn't happened to him before.
Nami's still gonna fight though. We see her cool new weapon that can apparently control the weather.
Yeah, this is the Climatact, and as befitting of the Navigator, she can control the weather. At least that's what it was called in the original. The 4Kids dub renamed it to the Weather Forcer, which was also the name of this episode.
What? That makes
Also,
that's not even clever or anything. It's just weird.
Also, you know how all of the attacks have the suffix tempo in the original? 4Kids renamed them all to Tempest, which honestly is not a bad change in my opinion.
It just feels pointless.
A pointless change from 4Kids? I'm shocked. But yeah, there's a climate attack and it makes doves. Nami, you may want to figure out how to use this thing. The flowers aren't helping either. Like, it gets so bad, Miss Doublefinger is just feeling bad for her.
Yeah, although in the 4Kids dub she has a line about, I hope what you've got isn't contagious. Which I thought was kind of funny.
Yeah. Let's see. Back at
Yes. Yeah, these climate tech functions, I gotta say, especially some of the later ones, they're kind of, for the fellow Sailor Moon fans, especially those past the first season, unlike some of the people here in the call, I'm getting Luna P flashbacks.
Although, my headcanon again is that because Nami didn't pay Usopp, he's just fucking with her.
Back at the war, Robin fights off the guards with her hands pretty damn easy. Nami's thankfully good at dodging. We cut back already. Though Miss Doublefinger feels bad for her again, she even gives the climate attack back to Nami, who dropped it.
Yeah, when Robin uses her powers to make like a wall of hands to delay them from breaking in, it's like that wall in Willy Wonka's factory that took your coats.
See, I was thinking of the helping hands from Labyrinth.
There's also a bit where, because it made doves appear, at one point she's like strangling the dove, and at another point she tries to pick up the Climatac, but she picks up the dove instead. 4Kids remove both scenes because animal abuse, I guess.
Yeah, I get that one. Run, Nami, run!
Run, each run!
Oh shit, you got him over. And then, ooh, what a feeling, gonna kill you from the ceiling. And how? With Needle Kirby.
Although the hedgehog stinger is funny because she actually does a spin dash with it.
Gotta go fast. No, wait, that's another thing that 4Kids done.
We're crossing the dubs.
Though it may end life as we know it, I am crossing the memes.
Nami quickly dodges, though took a bit. Wait, quickly dodges, though not for a bit? What the fuck does that mean? I don't know.
Wait, yeah, she gets...
Oh!
When she uses the...
She dodges, but Miss Doublefinger quickly corrects her path. That's what I meant to say.
Yeah. But then Nami rips off part of her robe and uses that to knock her aside.
To which I wrote, titty blinding attack.
Yeah. Yeah, obviously 4Kids removed that close-up of Nami's chest.
Yep.
Same with the bit where she's tearing her outfit to make it more manageable to fight in. Also, at one point, Miss Doublefinger calls Nami Little Kitty. And I know she's a cat burglar, but that's kind of weird.
Yeah.
And then Nami's like, bring it on, hussy. Which I gotta laugh out of.
Same. Usopp, this was for parties?
Yeah. Then why write them down?
The battle techniques were
Did
on the
you
back.
read them?
Yeah, seriously. Like, it's implied that Usopp made this before, like, right before they hit Alabasta. So, through all that time, they were wandering through the desert. Nami, you couldn't just, study the instructions he gave you?
Nah.
I played too much Home Improvement. Real men don't need instructions. Yeah.
The first one shoots hot air, the second cool air, and the third electricity. That's the sections of the Climateact.
Before that, we see Miss Doublefinger attacking her with Sewing Stinger, which we get another 4Kids rename that I actually like. Her Sewing Stinger attack was changed to Stiletto Stinger, which actually makes even more sense considering she extended her shoes like spiked heels.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Although it seems like a lateral move that they changed Nami's ball attacks like Cool Ball to Cool Orb and Heat Orb.
Nami...
I'd make a joke about Nami pondering her orbs, but yeah, you know where that would go.
I was gonna say the exact thing, yes. They don't do... The balls don't do much. But Nami gets stabbed through the damn leg.
Yeah. Which, of course, 4Kids removed that from the frame, so it just looked like Nami tripped. But they didn't cut out the sound.
Yeah.
At this rate, it makes me wonder if Nami's just trying to make herself immune to stabbing damage.
Pain don't hurt.
Knives and stabbing weapons.
Pain don't hurt.
Actually, these two fights are basically knives and stabbing weapons.
The hardest thing to get around.
Yeah. So, when Nami uses the boomerang function of the Climateact against her, of course, 4Kids edited the shots where it looked like the Climateact was a cross.
But it's not even meant to be a cross.
I know, but...
But here we are.
It's just... Are you going to censor all lowercase t's?
Yes, apparently.
T. Time to leave.
Oh, God.
Next you'll have to censor all fish, because that was an early Christian symbol.
All of the fish in the One Piece just have black bars over their faces.
Their response? Blub. Combining the balls makes a wind strike, even if that wasn't what Usopp intended. Miss Doublefinger didn't like having her enemy turn back to her, and she kills Nami? What the fuck? But no.
Well,
yep.
That's what it looks like.
I'm getting to that. But no. It's just mirages.
Yeah. Although in the 4Kids version, they moved Miss Doublefinger's hand so it looks like she was stabbing around Nami instead of through her, even though it did turn out to be a fake.
Nami's finally understanding how the Climateact works. Time to kick ass with it. But first...
I mean, it makes sense that she would understand how the air temperature can really fuck with stuff, because, again, navigational skills.
Yep.
And after that, Nami's like, why don't you give up? You barely hit her.
First, oh my fucking god, Crocodile got crucified.
No, Cobra got crucified.
I meant Cobra, god.
Well,
it's been one of those episodes.
At least in the original. 4Kids obviously couldn't have that, so they changed the metal nails holding up his arms to metal clamps instead.
Just like clothespins?
No, like those things that you strap people down in a gurney with.
Ah, okay. Vivi is officially sick of this Miss Wednesday shit. Not that Crocodile cares. He's just gonna kill both the Nefertaris, but first he needs something of Cobra, something called Pluton.
Before that, we get a shot of him lighting a cigar with his 2 hands.
Oopsie!
Funnily enough, 4Kids censorship of him lighting the cigar had the bonus of cutting out that animation goof.
Yay! Bonuses!
Although, funnily enough, when Crocodile is talking to Cobra and you see that shot of both of them from the side, 4Kids forgot out to paint his cigar there. Whoops.
So no, everybody's fucking up today.
Yeah. He's like, stay right there. I mean, he's not going anywhere. Also, stick around. Second Schwarzenegger reference I made this podcast.
Yeah. This is good. This is a good one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Also, how do you know that name? Why did you say that name? That'll never stop being funny.
No. Any other thoughts before we move on to the next episode?
More stuff.
I thought it was good. I admit during that cliffhanger at the end, I was like, ah!
Yeah. That's not the worst cliffhanger in this batch, though.
No. Well, episode 118. Secret passed down in the royal family. The ancient weapon Pluton.
4Kids episode 86. Bad girls. Talking about those bad
Really?
girls.
Fucking really? Only one of the girls here is bad.
I mean, Nami's a thief. That's debatable.
Fuck it.
She's also a money launderer.
Yeah.
She's one of our heroes, okay?
Who doesn't pay her workers?
She is a protagonist, goddammit!
Protagonists can be bad.
Nami commits tax evasion.
Well, that's just true.
Yeah. We open on Vivi wondering what the fuck a Pluton is.
So, 4Kids cut out not only the imagined bit of Pluton, this legendary weapon to rival the power of a god, basically nuking an island.
Yeah, I was gonna say, Pluton's a fucking nuke, isn't it?
No, it's a Death Star.
We don't know yet. Honestly, the ancient weapons haven't been elaborated on even in the current manga.
And they
yet.
probably won't be.
Technically Pluton, but we still don't know what it looks like.
Yeah. And they also cut out that spot where they showed the square getting blown up by Crocodile's bomb.
So this entire thing was just to get Pluton, with which Crocodile would rule this country as a military dictatorship. Cobra staying silent, though Crocodile doesn't even know himself Cobra staying silent, though Crocodile doesn't even know himself if it exists. But he's willing to gamble on... Good.
But that's just a theory. A Pluton theory.
Ah!
But he's willing to gamble on that. Makes sense for a casino owner.
Mm-hmm.
Robin's wiggly hands are keeping the guards.
Yeah.
We can't get past these hands.
They keep playing happy slaps with us.
I think maybe we made the "does this bug you, I'm not touching you" joke a little too early.
Yeah, but it's a distraction to wait for the rebels to arrive and fight the royals. Oh, and he's going to have a bomb shot directly at the town square, causing more confusion and anger. And it's a 5-kilometer destroying bomb. That's not good.
Okay, I have a question. If 4Kids apparently cut that bomb shit out, then what's supposed to be causing tension later on?
Oh no, they do say that the bomb's gonna blow up. They just cut out that imagined bit where it blows up the square.
Oh, okay. I misunderstood what you're saying.
It's
good. Also, it's a very dangerous bomb, as opposed to those super safe bombs that don't hurt anyone. Like the kind from Salty Ray.
14 of our potato bacon bombs. See, I hate the line, it's easy to blow up both armies instead. Like, fucking Christ.
Have lives and families. Who cares?
Pirate.
Vivi asks what these people did to deserve death, but Crocodile responds with who cares. Then Crocodile asks about poneglyphs, which Cobra will show him if Crocodile will spare the people. Cobra, come on, man.
He says there's a poneglyph in this country. Well, if that filler episode is to be believed, there's more than one.
Yeah, oopsie. Chalk is sick of
Well,
this.
it's not like he would know.
Yeah.
Chalk is sick of this bullshit. He's ready to fight. However, dude, you're going up against goddamn Crocodile. Good luck.
Yeah. Meanwhile, boob spikes.
I mean, not quite there yet.
Oh.
Becky with. Oh my god, my brain is gone.
Are you okay?
I'm struggling here. Back with the Nami fight, she remembers Usopp saying Nami has to use the climb attack smartly. Combining the balls makes sense to me. He also mentioned the tornado tempo, which will knock anyone out, and it's only got one shot. And then, holy spike tits!
Yeah.
To which Jay said, Madonna wishes.
Yeah.
So, what size bra would that be?
Quadruple Z.
Yeah. Yeah, you probably don't need to guess that 4Kids remove Miss Doublefinger's boob spikes.
Just fucking safety tip them.
Yeah. It's got like the orange gun tip on them.
Yeah.
I'm imagining the 4Kids censor after editing that out. Whew, I just prevented a bunch of kids from hitting puberty too early.
Miss Doublefinger isn't impressed, and Nami's gonna try the tornado tempo. Shit, Miss Doublefinger has the middle. Never mind, Nami has back. Like, thankfully, Miss Doublefinger feels way too bad for Nami in this fight.
I mean, she does keep messing things up from her point of view, so
Yeah.
it's like I feel like I'm about to kill an injured puppy. I still would, but
Yeah. Nami needs distraction. She's got 3 bubbles to work with and needs moisture. Rain tempo, the rotating sprinkler. It's an effort.
moisture in the air, it gets the job done.
Yep. Miss Doublefinger charges with the sea urchin stinger, but Nami thankfully dodges. She blows some heat into the air. Meanwhile, Miss Doublefinger used her spikes as steroids. What the fuck?
Yeah. Obviously, for spike doping. Now, obviously, 4Kids cut out the part where Miss Doublefinger stabbed herself in the arm, or the close-up anyway. However, they did rename spike doping to spikeapuncture, and I kind of like that.
I like that better, yeah. This fight is goddamn crazy.
Also, Nami making that speech where she was threatening a tornado warning. See, that would, as a Midwesterner, that would just make... that wouldn't really affect me, because I'd be just like, hey, until I hear the sirens blaring, I'm not moving from my spot.
Yeah, that's me too.
Not getting out of this chair.
Damn it!
You know that photo of the guy mowing his lawn while there's a tornado in the background? That's basically me during every bout of severe weather.
Basically, Rosen, your equivalent is earthquakes. Like,
Oh, yeah.
like, you're like, oh, there's an earthquake? I didn't even feel it.
Yeah, that seriously happens a lot. Usopp's being carried by Chopper, who advises he stop talking. Becky, can you do the Reagan joke? In Chopper's voice.
What? Well, who am I going to be asking? Oh, well, it's Usopp's duh, so of course I'm going to be asking.
Why does Kaya call you baby girl?
How about we stop talking for a little while? Oh, hey, Sanji. Oh, shit, the goggles broke.
I can
Oopsie.
fix them.
Yeah. Here come more rebels.
I mean-
Better get moving. Go ahead.
I mean, not for nothing, but even if he does lose the goggles, he still has the respect of Daddy the Father, and that's not nothing.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, what's worth more than getting the respect of a DILF?
Thankfully, at least Eyelash isn't too much of an asshole to let Usopp ride on him. Probably because at this point he's basically the fish from SpongeBob that was born with glass bones and paper skin.
Oh, the one I based the Zorro Handicap of the Week on?
Yes.
Yeah.
Let's see. Yeah, Nami got hit bad, but she's gotten enough time. A cloud formed. Got a big fight with some cooling heat balls, and then she launches a thunderball with a giant cloud, striking Miss Doublefinger with goddamn lightning.
Yeah. Now, I said before that all of Nami's attacks were changed from Tempo to Tempest in the 4Kids dub, but for this one, 4Kids went the extra mile and called it, wait for it, Cloud Zapper.
Can't even stick
Come
to
on,
their own
Thunderbolt
shitty thing.
Tempest was just fine. Also, they cut out the close-up of her head when she got shocked and was screaming in pain.
I want her to make a noise like goddamn Nabashin.
But it's not enough.
Yep. Miss Doublefinger strikes again, pissed, but it's another Mirage. It's enough to light up the shot, though, and Nami's got to be there for Vivi, just like Vivi was there for her. Unfortunately,
when the rain starts to pour.
Unfortunately, Nami's leg is still injured, but fuck it, we ball. Nami takes spikes through the goddamn foot. Fuck it, we ball. Quote.
Yeah,
Good.
Couple things. Like that bit of Mirage Nami getting stabbed through the head was also cut out, and also, of course, 4Kids cut out some shots of the spike going through Nami's foot, and in some scenes they added extra spikes to cover up that, it's going through her foot.
Yeah. Compared to Vivi, it doesn't matter if I lose a foot or a leg or two or even an arm. I don't care. Tornado tempo. It seemingly just released some birds. But then those birds wrap around Miss Doublefinger and start spitting, and holy shit, there she goes. Miss Doublefinger got sent flying through several buildings. She is out. Goddamn, that fight ruled. Yep.
Hey, kids, you want to learn how centripetal force works?
You're gonna.
Well, goddamn, it was goofy, but it worked. Although 4Kids did remove the shot of the tornado tempo wrapping around Miss Doublefinger's leg. I guess that was just too sexy for the kids.
Kids can't know legs exist.
Well, a leg getting tied up, but yeah.
Kids can't know things can wrap around legs.
I do. On a serious note, I do love how happy Nami is that she finally won a fight.
Yeah, she fucking earned that win.
I also love the multiple silhouettes of her.
It's real good in like different angles.
The walls. Yeah.
And now to Mr. One versus Zoro. Zoro recognizes him as a very regarded assassin, and he wonders why he's slumming it here. Fuck that. Fight's on. Good.
So before we go on, 3 things here. In the 4Kids dub, they actually added an extra scene of Zoro fighting Mr. One with recycled shots and new dialogue. I'm guessing to further split up the fight between Zoro and Nami, including some choice lines like this: Mr. One, and your attitude is the pits. Zoro, cherry, peach, or apricot?
Oh my god.
Also, Zoro gets a couple of lines calling Mr. One Crocodile's lapdog, even in the original, and then when Mr. One retorts with, and you, all bark and no bite, Zoro responds by literally barking like a dog. What was with Zoro and the animal noises in this dub? To which Mr. One accurately responds, you're not funny. Anyway, the third thing is that this is the fight we were referring to when it comes to Zoro cutting the cannonball during the filler episode. Basically, in the canon storyline, Zoro cutting steel was supposed to be a big deal for this reason. Again, we're just going to say that Full Body was driving an old piece of shit ship, so the cannonballs weren't in great shape either.
Well, don't forget, he also was cutting cannons in the Apis arc.
Don't think about it.
Yeah.
Also,
They were old
it was steel chains, but yeah.
Don't think about it.
Also, I did see the out of context clip of Zoro barking, and for some reason, it's just making me think of that one clip. I'm just imagining that on all levels except physical, I am a wolf.
See, I just think of the leech devil. Anyway, yeah, bull needle time. It's a cool attack, but it does nothing because the spider defense.
Yeah, and in the original, as Isaac pointed out, all of Mr. One's attacks have Supa in the name because of the Supa fruit. Which
you'd think they'd save that for a certain other character.
Yeah, I was gonna say once Frankie showed up, I wonder how many kids were like, why is he saying cut all the time? Well, anyway, in the 4Kids dub, the spider defense was changed to Iron Guard, despite the fact that, he's supposed to be made of steel.
Steel's made of iron.
Still, not. Steel was made of iron and coal, but yeah.
Oh boy.
Anyway.
Also, how much you want to bet at one point they probably wrote it as Iron Defense or something, and then a lawyer clears their throat in the background.
Was Iron Defense even a move by then?
I don't think so. That was
I thought
Gen
it was.
3, I think.
Oh, let me check. Because now I'm curious.
Speaking of which, I'm honestly surprised that 4Kids was allowed to show any of this fight. I know Zoro's battles can get bloody, but this, he's fighting a man made of swords.
Yep.
Oh yeah, it was
He's like-
introduced. Oh yeah, it was introduced in Gen 2. Okay, or Gen 3. Oh, Gen 3. I meant sorry. I meant to say Gen 3. Got my eyes played tricks on me.
Look, a disclaimer: Becky and I are extremely tired.
It's okay.
And I took my migraine meds, which make me even tireder.
Anyway,
And he's literally a living blade.
Yes.
yeah.
Zoro sees this as a learning opportunity because if he's going to be the world's greatest swordsman, he's going to need to cut some damn steel.
Since he's basically Captain Yami, I'm going to suppress my limits right here and now.
Yeah. I think we're about good to move on to episode 119.
Yes.
Yep. Episode 119. Secret of powerful swordplay, ability to cut steel, and the rhythm things have.
4Kids episode 87. Zoro versus Mr. One. Took you all day to
Didn't
come
even
up with that
fucking
one,
try.
huh?
I'm amazed they left this one in at all.
Yeah, like I said, in addition to what I already mentioned about them cutting all of the blood out, basically. So, apparently Zoro's made of fucking titanium because none of these blades cut him.
Or I guess in the 4Kids One Piece universe, blades don't actually draw blood.
Very big boo-boos.
It's like they're just all playing with the toy swords.
Anyway, we open on Mr. One, not thinking Zoro was a chance. Oh, you got some learning to do, sir. I'm just thinking of the clip from Justin Wong. You're gonna learn! You're gonna learn today!
Save the stories for your grandkids if you live that long.
And then, the only thing sharp about you is your tongue. Oh!
That's a funny line, but in the 4Kids dub, there was more dialogue from Zoro added. I'm guessing it's because they had to cut around so much of this fight. And over a shot of Mr. One, Zoro mentions his massive neck and says, is he made of steel or steroids?
Oh, so you can't
mention
actually
steroids.
show. What?
You can mention steroids.
You just can't show it being used.
Also, as
Even
soon as
if-
you said
even if
Zoro's
the bad
massive,
guy.
I assume Becky just zoned out. We've seen it.
I mean
Anyway.
that art that Phil posted didn't help.
Yeah. This isn't gonna be a fun fact because it's too good to. Point is, there are certain sites that make horny figures. There's one for Zoro with his fourth sword out.
Yeah.
Obviously Isaac can't put that on screen, but it's funny.
On a less perverted note, I love how one of Mr. One's moves is just ominously wiggles fingers.
The fight begins, and it's pretty evenly matched, I'd say. Isaac banished all but one card. Zoro goes for the tried and true onigiri into the aerial tiger trap, but Mr. One no-sells that shit, goddamn. Zoro literally going, this has never happened to me before.
It's okay, Zoro. It happens to all of us. Your blade is good enough. Your blade is good enough.
But I'm 20, this shouldn't be happening at this age. Zoro, you gotta keep your head on the swivel. He's gonna launch the Sparkling Daisy.
Okay, I know it's because in Japanese it would also be pronounced with the supa sound. But here's my theory for the English version. All the Baroque Works officers wrote down their attack names to remember them later by. And Mr. One accidentally got one of Mr. Two's.
What the hell is Death Spiral?
Death Spiral.
Yep.
So, despite the name, Sparkling Daisy is used pretty effectively to cut a house into several pieces and knock it down on Zoro. Which results in Zoro getting pinned, to which I had to go, you were almost a Zoro sandwich.
Yep. Yeah, goddamn, Zoro got fucked up. He flashes back to his training days, where he asks his sensei if people can cut steel. His response, there are people who can cut anything and nothing. It's all about control of the blade. And a reminder, Kuina's still dead.
You'd think that Zoro's sensei by now would have learned not to speak so cryptically around this guy.
You use a metaphor on Timon?
Like, the only worse Straw has had to use metaphors around would be with Luffy.
Well, the answer's simple. He's a little bit angry at Zoro for the whole Kuina thing. I know it wasn't his fault, but you know.
Grief.
Yeah, grief. I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
You okay?
I just DM'd you something on Twitter.
Oh no.
We can't put this on either the stream or the episode, I don't think, without getting in massive trouble. But I'll put it in Not Safe for Memes just so y'all can know.
Oh.
I mean, I guess we can put the picture if we want, but like the context is a problem.
Wow.
Jesus.
No, that's a contraption.
Anyway,
I was literally just listening to the latest behind the bastards where they made a joke about the contraption.
hashtag not sponsored, but you know, hit us up if you're interested. They're not interested. Knowing us, they're not interested. No one's gay for Mole Man.
Oh.
Speaking of Simpsons jokes, there is that bit where the butterfly flies by and butterflies are a common, obviously because butterflies are a common symbol for souls in Japan. It's like a nod to the idea that Kuina's watching over him.
Yes.
To which we had to make jokes about the butterfly killing Kuina, and then down these stairs is like, I didn't push Kuina down the stairs. It was the butterfly. I tell you, the butterfly.
Yeah. Definitely push. Oops.
So, did you guys like that flashback?
Yeah.
Apparently, 4Kids didn't, because much like the paper, it got cut out.
They always hate flashbacks.
What's up, honey? What?
He's only doing that to try and get rid of the chocolate bar she's not fucking selling.
Okay, so some context. To keep myself awake, I am on Twitter as we're discussing this, and apparently Zaxby's, again not sponsored, is collaborating with Mr. Beast, the Mr. Beast box, and I tweeted that with the caption, "Pictured how to confuse Casey on how to feel."
I'm more angry than feeling.
They didn't call it the Zax Beast.
Fuck, that's good!
Also, doesn't he have fucking ghost kitchens?
Eli says they should have called it the Zax Beast.
That sounds like a porno!
I really hope that picked up on the mic.
I heard it.
Good. Okay, then probably the audience did too. Whoo! This episode is weird. Anyway, Zoro's back up, having hoisted the rumble on his back, but Mr. One's not impressed. And then he lifts the entire goddamn building!
Yeah, Zoro just casually housing a house.
Oh.
You okay, Becky?
Oh.
You
Becky has a case of the vapus.
You sound like Ranka Shankar on a Game Changer when Mike Trapp was talking about the keyboard that's all P's.
Also, but of course, Mr. One just cuts the house, and I'm like Kingdom Hearts 2 be like,
I'm gonna cut steel and you're gonna die. Zoro's trying to figure out what his sensei meant. Maybe this isn't the best time to do so. The atomic spar, goddamn.
Also, Zoro mentioned something about thrust, and we all turned to Becky.
Oh.
Also, I brought up that while we were watching this whole fight is basically Bender bending the unbendable girder. And then Zoro uses crab grab.
Crab!
Graham. Oh shit. He's got more techniques, like Spiral Hollow. Dude's made of circular saws right now.
What are you, an excavator? Guess Zoro's shaking hands with danger.
That one's
But
gonna
jokes
hurt,
aside, apparently it's serious business.
Yeah, that one's gonna hurt. Zoro's down, but not out. He promised Luffy he'd never lose again.
Couple things. This is how Lord Genome felt when Simon drove through his chest.
Mm-hmm.
Although, in the 4Kids dub, even that didn't make him bleed. Somehow. Again, I guess Zoro's made of titanium.
He got punched with an excavator!
Hey, do you think some kids, after watching this, might be stupid enough to think, well, getting punched with an excavator won't make you bleed?
Yes!
Like, poor kids, I think you're making this worse.
Agreed.
I think they're reasonably assuming that a kid can't figure out how to punch another kid with an excavator.
Roll that!
Well, then they take the blade from their mom's food processor.
They go to their
Then
dad's workshop and get their nearest circular saw.
God damn. I mean, I think if that happened, you have more problems than 4Kids.
Are we just writing a new Guardiana short?
Oh, God.
I need to grab a drink.
Either
one
that
second.
or a really fucked up Home Alone prequel. I'm cutting out pretty bad, dude.
God, Kevin McAllister really did grow up to be Jigsaw.
Wrong kid died.
Even if I bothered trying to explain it to you, you wouldn't understand it because you're not a swordsman. Okay, Hifumi.
Yeah, I like Zoro's line. I've had really bad luck with stones today.
Just a bit.
Unbeknownst to the rest of the Straw Hat crew, Zoro also happened to be dealing with a really bad case of kidney stones that day.
Can we put Zoro's face over Muddy Waters passing a kidney stone? Ah!
This is a serious case of rocks fall, everyone dies.
Zoro wonders if the others are alright. Yeah, this ain't over. That's impossible. I cut him so many times. It's a line I would write.
I mean, when you're made of blades, the only thing you can do is cut. Did he dodge all those falling stones? Apparently. So, the fact that Zoro was able to sense where the stones would fall might be foreshadowing something that happens later.
I was
going to
wonder if this was hockey.
Yeah, I was thinking this might be observation hockey at work, but
I'm sure that'll make sense to me someday.
Mhm.
Yeah. As anyone...
And then Zoro starts having a flashback, which I was like, oh crap, he's hallucinating. That's what happens when you lose that much blood.
Yeah, Mr. One wonders if you dodge all the stones. Not even Zoro knows. He just sensed where they would fall and where swords are. Sure enough, it's the Watto. Zoro's seeing the rhythm of the universe, and he finally realizes what his sensei meant by cutting nothing. Mr. One is just as baffled as Zoro surviving this. They're just baffled by Zoro surviving this. Like I said, he's about to learn.
So most of this flashback was also cut, except for Zoro remembering his fight with Mihawk. So I guess that's all we needed in this version.
It's a pretty impactful moment.
Hearing the rhythm of everything sounds like me having a sensory overload.
Also, this is the rhythm of the night.
The night! One sword style Lion Strike versus Mr. One's Atomic Spurt. Zoro wins.
Atomic Spurt is also what he yells when he comes. Now that you've cut steel, what's next for you? I'm going to Disneyland!
What's next for you, diamonds? No, that'd be a waste.
I think Mr. One literally doesn't know what to do here now, like... But I get the point.
What he does is K the fuck O.
Yeah.
K.O.
And this, unfortunately, would start a bit of a meme with Zoro, because for some reason, Zoro usually ends up fighting the dark-skinned characters.
Mm-hmm.
That's not on Zoro! What do you want him to do?
like-
Not fight the guy?
Yeah, like,
We get plenty of non-white. We get plenty of white dudes he fights.
There you go.
yeah. Also, like people really don't know the difference between a person having dark skin and having a tan. If that meme is anything to judge by.
Mm.
Anyway.
We get ending 8.
Anyway, Zoro the Amazing Racist.
God damn it. We get ending 8, Shining Ray by Jeanne d'Arc, sung here by Justin Houston. I like it.
Yeah, Shining Ray was an ending that I hadn't heard before we started this watch through, and I think this might be one of my favorite ones.
It's a good one. What do we think of this fight?
I liked it.
Same.
It's awesome.
Yep.
It really is.
It's a real good one. Episode 120. The battle is over. Koza raises the white flag.
4Kids episode 88. Hook, lie, and sinker.
Oh my
Why?
god.
Because Crocodile has a hook? That's a stretch. Stretch.
We open on someone interrupting Chaka and Crocodile's fight. This is the Kicking Claw Force, apparently. The fact that I've never heard of these fuckers makes me feel like they're an afterthought already.
Yeah. Although, that flashback of the Kicking Claw Force walking through the ruins of Alabasta, yeah, that got cut too. Come on, I know they're barely on screen for a minute, but that's just disrespectful.
Yeah, like, goddamn. Are they a fucking totem pole?
I mean, some of them do have the eagles on them, on their hats, which I'm guessing means they were trained by Pell.
You needn't waste your time on these cretins. Agreed.
Yeah.
They drank a powerful but fatal elixir to gain temporary strength boost. Fat little good it did them. Yeah, that was quick. They died immediately.
Yeah. Yeah, at this point, all Crocodile has to do is dodge you until you die.
It took
don't get
one
me wrong.
attack!
Yeah. Don't get me wrong, I respect the hustle, but still.
I have a feeling these guys are not going to live action.
Although, except in the 4Kids dub, which somehow made their ultimate fate worse.
What?
Instead of just dying, the elixir completely takes away their strength. So they're still alive, but they can't even lift a finger for the rest of their lives. At that point, I'd probably want to die.
Good God!
Jesus.
That's
Have
fucked
fun
up.
sleeping tonight, kids.
Behold, the very definition of stupidity. Yeah, a little bit.
Yeah.
Oh shit! It's a jackal! Jackal! Chaka's a jackal! Allow me to be the
It
first.
really is. So I mentioned last time that extra segment 4Kids added spoiled powers we hadn't seen yet. I was referring to Chaka. They actually showed him transforming.
Yes, Chaka has a dog fruit model jackal, and since we finally got one of those dog fruit made by a human adult, or eaten by a human adult, Jesus, I could do a come fruit segment for this. In the words of Pizza Hut, take it not first.
Hey!
I do kind of like how supposedly he's Alabasta's guardian deity. Like, I know that Alabasta is supposed to represent America, but with the desert theme, it's kind of fitting that we have a jackal man because Anubis.
Mm-hmm.
I thought that Alabasta was supposed to represent, like, general Middle Eastern, South Asian area.
Oh, right, it was Drum Island it was supposed to represent
Yeah.
America.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
But yeah.
Yeah, Zoro just roll around in the sand with those open wounds.
Hang
I'm
on,
sure it'll
Becky.
be
You had
fun.
a thought you sent to me about Chaka?
Yeah, what is it with swords and jackal deities being associated with guys named Chaka?
All we need to do is meet his twin brother Khan next.
Yep. Back with Zoro, he's feeling the pain of the battle and collapses. Wonder how the others feel faring. I feel a lot better having eaten. My God. Usopp's denying crying because what Miss Merry Christmas said is starting to sink in. Sanji talks some sense into him. I listen
You're
to Chopper.
adulter smelter.
Well, Chaka got jobbed out quick.
Also, like, 1 second.
Mhm.
Like, just so During the flashback where the Straw Hats discussed their splitting up plan, they actually removed the bit where Usopp complains about getting paired up with Eyelash. Also, the love heart coming from Sanji.
Oh, hey, Koza,
Also-
where were you hours ago?
Also, but if you really want to thank
I was
pirates, you have
having
to
the
let us see
bubbly.
some.
Not Karu, Koza. You haven't met Koza yet.
Still having bubbly.
I forgot to mention, I got Casey. Casey's on Little Garden right now. Her favorite character is now Karu.
I made a running gag that this little dog is just drinking bubbly.
I got her a plush Karu for her anniversary.
I literally just give him the Mocha voice that's like, so too much bubbly. I'm sorry, it was a lot of bubbly. Nah.
A little bit of the bubbly.
Yep. That was the only gift you could find.
Also, if you really want to thank pirates, you have to let us see some goods. Vivi, okay, Flash.
Koza's not doing so well, though from his perspective, this is not like Donald Glover with the pizzas.
Yeah.
Purge your heart of all suspicion. A lot of good does me now, Dad!
See, but before that, I was going back to. We do get a brief scene with Nami where she's clearing up after the fight with Miss Doublefinger. I was like, Miss Doublefinger somehow gets back up. Oh, come on! And then, damn, Chaka got OBL alert.
Oh.
He'll be fine.
He'll be fine. Koza wants to know who's responsible for the drought, and Crocodile admits his master plan now that it's too late to stop it.
A battle to the death between two broken titans bleeding out the remnants of their power. Xenoblade?
A soul still burns.
Heaven or hell, make your choice.
Let's rock. Cobra tells Koza to go save as many people as possible from the bomb. Well, hey, Chaka's alive. Never mind.
Yeah. Yeah, Crocodile just goes into full-on evil monologuing mode.
Yeah. And he doesn't stop for the next
Also,
3 episodes.
why does Hook sound like a gunshot?
What if it turns out there's a like that?
What's that? You cut out.
Well, Eli said, "Why does it sound like gunshot?" And I'm just wondering, what if there's a gun inside that?
Nah, that'll be for a later character.
I have a dumb
Okay.
Photoshop idea.
Well, but first, let me finish what I was
Go ahead.
saying.
Go ahead.
If Crocodile was hiding a gun in his inside any of his limbs, he'd have to be the one calling himself Cobra. There. I got my fucking reference in.
Can we Photoshop Crocodile? His hook is just Hook the wrestler. And Vivi brings up a good point. This would just cause panic. What has to happen is to stop the rebellion. And of course, Crocodile's going for a sneak attack against Vivi. But goddamn, Chaka is still alive.
Yeah. You know, for as little screen time as Chaka ultimately gets, they do a good job making him look good right here.
Yeah. I am the Albasta's guardian deity, destroyer of all who would endanger the royal family. I am the Jackal. Koza and Vivi get going, but not before a flashback of Koza and Chaka trading when Koza was a kid. Back in the battlefield, shit's looking real bad.
But then they bring up the white flags! Big white flags!
Yeah. Vivi tells the army to surrender, but the soldiers aren't buying it until Koza shows up. I will make each and every rebel see the pointlessness of this civil war. The rebels approach, and as they do, the white flags go up, and I expected them to go with, "Those white flags are no match for our muskets!" The battle seemingly stopped. Looks like, oh shit, Koza got shot 4 times. The
Yeah,
fucking
the
Baroque
fucking
ladies.
asshole billion shot him in the back.
Vivi,
Just-
check every single person you're around next time.
They need to stop getting those tattoos.
Yeah. Now, believe it or not, 4Kids actually left Koza getting shot in. They just took away the exit wounds and made it look like he got shot in the back, but we just can't see it.
I mean, it is very important.
Also, they turned the guns green, meaning they're now less fatal in 4Kids world.
Sure.
Also, do you suppose we only see any of the billions with those tattoos because they're the only ones dumb enough to get them?
Yes.
This looks so cool as a member of a secret organization.
Would anyone else even know who Baroque works are besides the main heroes.
I mean, maybe I'm mixing shit up from the live action series, but weren't the Marines also looking, like, keeping their eye
That's
on
the
them, too?
Marines. Like, the average everyday civilian. Mainly the rebel army.
Look, point is, don't put tattoos on your body that are going to raise questions about your evil secret organization.
Bro. We open
One
up.
of them's just wearing a T-shirt that says "secretly not a Baroque Works member." I feel like my tattoo about my Baroque Works tattoo is drawing a lot of confusion about questions answered by my shirt.
121?
Yes.
Yep.
Where Vivi's voice gets heard, the hero descends.
4Kids episode 89, his fatal flaw. That one's just lazy.
Yep. We open on, oh yeah, Koza's dead as shit.
And the music box isn't playing We Are this time.
I'm wondering what it is playing.
It sounds like Believe, but it might be Koza's theme.
Yeah, because the music box We Are is usually when things are sad but going to get better. I think.
Either way, they are playing the dramatic music box music.
Yep. Yell that shit, Koza. He can't do that.
Rosen.
Yep.
Rosen, imagine this scene with the fucking Nirvana cover.
Oh my god! So, Eli and I have been watching the post-Endgame MCU stuff, which I haven't seen any of. Except for WandaVision and Loki. And Black Widow, it's fine. I give it a 5 out of 10. It has one of the funniest trailer songs in it, in the actual movie. Fucking trailer song Smells Like Teen Spirit is hilarious.
Yeah, and they're playing that over a genocide happening.
Oh yeah, over footage of the various Black Widows being tortured into becoming what they are.
We are now entertained.
That movie's biggest problem is tone, and you can tell.
Yeah.
Anyway,
Okay, what's the worst use of Smells Like Teen Spirit? That or the
Pam?
unexpected? Yeah, that's what I was gonna say.
probably Pam.
On the other hand, the best use of Smells Like Teen Spirit is from the Muppets.
Yes.
Honestly, when Pan used it was just funny, like Jupiter Ascending.
Yeah, Pan is a tiny movie. Black Widow's the fucking MCU.
Yeah, fair.
Anyway, back to this. Koza can't shout right now because of the bullets in him and because Crocodile caused yet more confusion.
Yeah.
Yeah, of course Baroque Works agents are hidden on both sides.
Which just makes me think of that scene from The Thing. I know I'm not Baroque Works, and I know that some of you are also not Baroque Works, or you would all attack me right now.
They're literally trampling over the white flag.
Yeah.
No one
Symbolism!
No one gonna check on Koza? Too busy mindlessly fighting? Okay. Robin says
they can't even see him with the sand getting kicked up.
Right, but no one even attempts to look.
They're too busy dying all around him.
No, walk it off.
Yeah, walk off that gunshot wound.
I meant walk off the confusion of him getting shot.
Okay. And of course, I know the idea that the commotion is drowning out Vivi's words, but I was like, gee, Vivi, maybe it'd help if you actually said something instead of just moving your lips.
Robin says this shit is over. Vivi might as well give up. And Chalk is down again.
Yeah, apparently Chaka had a delayed reaction to his wounds.
Vivi refuses to give up a run, which Crocodile thinks is just foolish.
Note to self, VV Rohan edit.
Yep.
You are a sad, strange little princess, and you have my pity.
Yes, yeah. Vivi Daga Kotowaru. Enough of your useless idealism. It's gotten pathetic. Even mid-choke, Vivi ain't quitting. She will save Alabasta. She's gonna have to do it fast, though, as Crocodile's gonna have to drop her off the palace. And then Cobra says, Please just let her go.
Very poor choice of words.
Yep.
You said Cobra. You said Chopper.
I said Cobra.
I thought you said Chopper.
I think I said Cobra.
God.
I think he said Cobra too.
Okay, I'm clearly hearing shit.
Look, you and I are both out of it.
Well, also when Crocodile is holding Vivi up, of course 4Kids changed it so he wasn't holding her around the neck, but holding her up by the collar of her robe. I honestly don't know how that's better. He's like, you're responsible for all of Alabasta's suffering. I think that was mostly you. No, it wasn't.
Shut up. Goddamn, he's monologuing for a while. Like a while. Oh my god.
And then he drops her.
Yep, down Vivi goes, seemingly to her death. But wait, could it be? Is it he? Luffy outmaneuvered the Nazgul.
I don't care how old this cliche is. I love with the evil laugh interrupted by the villain going, huh? Whenever he hears something unexpected.
Yeah.
And in this case, it's Luffy literally swooping in to save the day on Pell's back with the sun in his back. And when he's like, how could he still be alive? And Robin's expression just screams to me, I did that.
I did that. It was me.
Yeah. Yes, Luffy and Pell have arrived, swooping in time to save Vivi.
Don't worry, Vivi. As long as you're here, we're here, your voice will always be heard.
Yay.
Damn. That's so good.
Yeah. I ate tons of meat, bird guy. I'll be just fine.
Yeah.
Luffy declared he won't lose to Crocodile, just as Chopper, Sanji, Usopp, Nami, and Zoro arrive.
Again, there are explosions going off all around them as we're talking, and I'm like, guys, you might want to move.
Nah. Go comfort your girlfriend, Nami.
I was like, first of all, I was like, why'd you hit Usopp? Oh, right, the climate tap bullshit. I think it's mostly because Usopp is like inches from death at this point.
Yeah.
Then let him die.
Just, it's like, what's with all this dust flying everywhere? What do you think? Like, we know what Crocodile's... wait, do they know what Crocodile's power is? I guess Luffy would have the best insight, but yeah.
I mean, maybe?
Huh. I didn't actually think of that. Oh well.
I'm sorry, you guys. I know I lost him once already, but this time I'm gonna win. The rest is all up to you. And the BB goes, thank you. After all that's happened, all of you are still with me. Luffy launches up. Looks like it's time for round 2. He's got something on his back, though. Is that a barrel? Oh, shit. Good.
It's Diddy Kong's Barrel Blast jetpack.
Whatever it is, he lands a giant punch. Here comes a giant fist.
Yeah.
And a buzzsaw. Direct hit. Oh, hey, Robin's smiling. That's neat.
Yeah, it seems like Luffy actually did figure out that because when Crocodile destroyed his barrel of Yuba water, he was able to touch him. So apparently, Crocodile, much like Sandman, solidifies when he touches water.
See, I thought it was ironic. At first I was thinking, it's ironic that a dude named after a water reptile can't get wet. And then I realized, is he a crocodile?
Yeah.
And I mean...
He is definitely a crook.
And wait, Crocodile is ground dark type.
Yeah.
And Luffy would be fighting type, and he's currently using water-based moves, so yeah.
I just said this fight is just Luffy terrestrializing water.
Get up! Oh shit!
Couple of weirdly sexual lines from 4Kids Luffy here.
Oh no!
Like, because the way he explains it is, so you could be all clobbered when you're a big stiff. And the last line, that we end this episode on is my intro quote, Luffy going, "I'm angry and I'm wet."
Ugh.
And Crocodile just laying there with a funny smile, I guess. Taking it well for someone who just got clobbered.
Yeah, when he's a big stiff. Anyway. And just, do you think Erica Schroeder did a double take when she had to read that line in the edit in the sound booth? Like, really?
Why does the water Luffy put on his hand sound like an empty ketchup bottle?
I mean, if you're poor, an empty ketchup bottle does make a pretty good squirt gun.
Fair. Any other thoughts on episode 121?
Nope.
No.
All right. Episode 122. Sand Croc and Water Luffy, the second round of the duel.
Kids episode 90. This one's a groaner. I kid you not, this episode is called Live and Let Dry.
Oh my god! That's fucking awful.
Live and let dry. Boom.
Fuck. Fuck, fuck, fuck. Fuck, fuck, fuck. Fuck, fuck. Fuck, fuck, fuck. Fuck, fuck, fuck. Fuck.
Fuck.
We open on Crocodile getting up and laughing. That's not good.
Crocodile is huffing so much copium right now.
Vivi informs the crew about the imminent explosion. Time to put a stop to that. That damn Crocodile. Me looking at Wally Gator.
Sanji says, looking at Crocodile Dentist.
Vivi determines that the Cannoneer is near the Palace Square. Crocodile doesn't give a fuck about his own men. Oh shit, here's Baroque Works.
Yeah.
Nice save, guys.
That Baroque Works guy sticking his tongue out with the sand blowing everywhere is just asking for trouble. I get
Yes. Sanji and Zoro quickly fend off the billions, and then everyone goes to disperse to find the Cannoneer. Crocodile's still laughing it up, and Luffy goes, "So what if you're one of the seven damn warlords? So what if you're one of the seven dumb warlords? I guess that makes me the eighth warlord."
To which I was like, foreshadowing? Question mark.
I don't even know. Robin informs Cobra about Luffy, and I think Robin sees this fight in his audition.
He's bringing Vivi back.
Yep. Oh god, his dehydrated arm's all floppy.
Yeah.
Ugh.
I forgot about that trick.
And oh my god, the Gum Gum shotgun.
Which, for some reason, 4Kids renamed to Gum Gum Quake.
Oh come on!
Okay.
Yu Hakusho could get away with shotgun.
Maybe the 4Kids offices was full of people who were really big first-person shooter fans.
Luffy chucks the water barrel. Luffy chucks the water barrel at Crocodile, but of course he saw it coming. Water Luffy already sprung a leak.
Yeah. I mean, he did have a wound going all the way through him, so...
Robin's laughing, that's nice to see.
I love how we see Crocodile transitioning to what the fuck when Luffy's drinking all the water.
Crocodile's done with this silly shit, but Luffy hits him with a bubble
So-
shot. Yep.
Luffy's belly jiggling.
Oh my god.
Which is fitting because 4Kids renamed Luffy's Water Luffy form to Bubble Belly.
It's almost hypnotic, isn't it? Yes, it's like staring at a lava lamp.
Yeah, I put, oh my god, the jiggling, and I somehow don't mean Robin.
Yeah.
A direct Gum Gum Bazooka does some damage, sending Crocodile flying into a pillar. Robin rips the spikes out of Cobra's arms, which, holy fuck.
Yeah.
She wants to see the poneglyph, and she wants to see it now. Crocodile's response is, get the fuck out of here now before you get hurt.
Yeah. You were like, did he just threaten her? And I'm like, maybe I think it's more like she'd be collateral damage if they kept fighting because of what we see in a second.
I'm just astounded Crocodile gave a fuck about her at all.
I mean,
She's
yeah.
needed.
Yeah, she's
He's
needed.
shown
We'll see.
time and time and time and time again he will sacrifice anyone in an instant.
Yeah, but the thing is, he needs Robin to be a translator.
Huh?
It'll make sense in the next batch.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Apparently, Cobra's heard of Robin. Crocodile's gonna use a field nuke, specifically the ground they're fighting on. Hell of a splits, Luffy.
In the 4Kids dub, Crocodile's Gren Secco ability was given the awesome new name of Wasteland Trimmer.
That's pretty good.
That's a band name.
That's pretty fucking good.
Also, his Gren Death ability was renamed Wasteland Cataclysm.
That's also pretty good.
Though, I guess to make up for that, at one point during Luffy and Crocodile's fight, he says, no joke, he says Luffy's definitely more fun than a barrel of monkeys. And also that he's madder than a crocodile with lockjaw, which sounds like a Foghorn Leghorn line.
I do a Foghorn Leghorn bit about 4Kids, but my brain is just completely shot. Oh shit, Crocodile's absorbing the water now. Yeah, his right hand can just dry out anything. That seems unfair. Even Luffy's shoes are dissolving. This is bad.
Yeah. It's no wonder Crocodile's so angry. He lost one hand and the other dries things out. He can never jack off again.
Oh god. The crew's still searching, and oh shit, Usopp may have found it. Go, Zoro, go! It's a big boy, but no. That wasn't it.
Yeah.
Hell with the area view, still doesn't see anything. Good thing Zoro can cut steel now, though. And I had a thought. I'm predicting it's underground.
Interesting theory.
Yes. Cobra asks about Robin, as her name was known 2 decades ago around the world. Oh shit, hey Tashigi! One of the soldiers informed Tashigi about everything, but Robin doesn't give a shit about the Marines.
I was just like, yeah, you're gonna die. A lot.
Most of you, anyway. Cobra smartly tells Tashigi about the bomb, but Tashigi decides to take out Robin first. Big mistake.
Yeah.
Because she had a good.
Yeah, Robin. Yeah, what were you gonna say?
The bounty thing.
Yeah. In a terrifying incident, 6 Marine warships were destroyed. They said a little girl was responsible for sinking them.
I'm calling bullshit!
She's 8!
But still.
She was 9!
Also, like, I don't think it's spoiling anything to say there's a lot more to it than
Yeah,
what
of
they're
fucking
saying
course
here.
she's 9! Or was at the time.
She was a child.
Yes!
Like, she's got devil fruit powers, but you tell me how make hands go everywhere destroys 6 marine ships at once.
Let alone when you're a kid. What were you saying, Isaac?
I stopped because I realized it would be a spoiler.
Like,
All right.
I don't think she's that much of a threat when she doesn't need to use her powers to count how old she is.
Although speaking of using her powers, she uses them against the Marines and then Tashigi, to which Tashigi is like, this better not awaken anything in me.
Oh, wait, I just got this mental image of Child Robin holding up one of her hands and being like, I'm this many, but instead of holding up her other hand, she just sprouts more fingers.
Yeah.
No, she's just holding up another arm like SpongeBob. Also in the 4Kids version, Tashiki's sword was moved further away from her neck, as per usual.
Yeah.
Yeah, apparently Crocodile's technique basically sandified the entire area around them. Like, that entire lawn has been turned into a desert. Somewhere Hank Hill shudders in fear.
They paved paradise and put up a desert. Joni Mitchell's first draft wasn't as good.
No.
And Crocodile with the literal miss me. But unfortunately, that means that Crocodile has him right where he wants him. Although in the 4Kids dub, similar to what they did for Vivi earlier, they have Crocodile grabbing Luffy by his shirt instead of his neck.
Yep.
And they removed that last shot of Luffy looking like a dried up husk,
Getting
which is pretty
jerkified,
fucked
yeah.
up.
Well, this ain't good.
Yeah. And You know, it's really funny how many times Luffy loses to this guy. Like, up till now, Luffy was basically the nuclear option.
Third time's the charm, right?
Let's hope.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, this is a good fight.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, you know what I forgot?
What?
Episode 120. We have a Panda Man sighting.
Oh.
Oh! I don't think we saw him.
He was in the crowd with the guards after it was at 3:40. I think that was when they started getting through the gates. Or one of them did. Either way, he was there.
There was a lot of confusion going on during the battle scenes. I'm not surprised they snuck one in.
Yeah.
That's all.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, Luffy moment of the week.
Water Luffy.
Saving Vivi.
The saving Vivi part is pretty great, but I'm actually gonna pick the part where he flies in on Pell's back.
Since the obvious ones are gonna be picked, I'm gonna have Luffy disregarding Crocodile's title so much he calls himself the 8th Warlord. Because, like, I just think that kind of emphasizes how much Luffy really doesn't give a shit about people's titles.
Yeah.
Most valuable pirate, Nami.
Nami.
Yeah,
Zoro!
I'm actually gonna go with Nami as well. As goofy as parts of this fight were, for a first fight, it wasn't too bad.
I mean, I also wanted to pick Nami, but the Zoro bias in me inched out a bit.
That's fine. We did need somebody to pick Zoro.
Yeah. Best worst moment. My best moment is Nami finally being able to fight. My worst is the kicking claw force.
My worst...
best.
Go ahead.
You first.
My worst moment is the fact that that fucking thing the kicking claw force took even existed!
Yeah.
My
What's your
best moment is...
moment?
My best moment is Zoro lifting the house.
My best moment was Crocodile's Grand Secco ability. That was pretty amazing. And my worst moment was Usopp somehow not realizing that Nami needed a weapon and not a party tricks prop. Or alternatively, Nami not reading the instructions.
Yeah, my best is Zoro learning to cut steel. Just his whole arc in learning was just awesome. And it finally paid off in the end. And then the worst is Usopp's climb attack party gags.
Actually, wait, I want to replace my best moment because I realized that a more serious best moment would be Zoro realizing he listened to the rhythm of everything. Like, that was fucking
awesome.
cool.
Well, next time we have a shorter episode with episodes 123 through 126.
And until then, we'll see you next voyage.